Please let's welcome Emilio Mazzucatelli.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, for Toastmasters and guests. Today I'm going to tell a story, but more than a story, it's like an allegory. The difference is that the allegory is meant to represent a concept or an idea. Today I want to talk about the Western classic in philosophy, which is the Allegory of the Cave by Plato, which is found in the 7th book, on the beginning of the 7th book out of 10 from the Republic. So it's better if you pay attention from the beginning to the initial details for the interpretation. So it says something like this. There's a deep, damp, dark cave, and all the way to the end of the cave, there's this big wall. In front of the wall, there's some prisoners sitting right in front, facing the wall. And they cannot move anywhere else because they're chained up to the neck, so they cannot even move the neck. In that wall, there's reflections, apparently from a fire all the way from the entrance of the cave. They're reflecting some sort of statues and forms of humans, animals, plants. That's all they see, and that's all their reality because they've been here all their lives. So that's what they were watching. So since they've been here all their lives, they created a life here, that's their world, and there's people that talk about shadows, they're experts about shadows, they have opinions about it, names, that's about it. Then one of the prisoners that is sitting on the side, he can barely figure out this kind of light coming through the side of the cave. But he cannot move, it's too painful. One day he just decides to go for it. He was tired out of the shadows apparently, so he just moves with all the sacrifice and sees there's an actual light coming from the entrance. Soon enough, he just breaks loose. He goes to the light, and he follows the trail of light. It starts getting brighter and brighter until he reaches the entrance of the cave. And he's dazzled by the light. He cannot see anything. He just doesn't know what's going on, but he just decided to go and get in it. Little by little, he starts getting used to the light, and he starts to see. He sees animals. The former shadows that he knew, they were actual animals. He sees people, he feels the wind, he sees the colors. He finds out that everything has like a 3D perspective, right? Then, of course, as a human nature, we all want to share. He went back into the cave. It was this time very difficult to get used to the dark. So he wanted to tell his former inmates about the situation. He gets in there, he says, listen all, I've seen the truth out there. What you're seeing here in the wall is nothing compared to the real life. And they answer, what are you talking about? This is life. So why don't you just sit down where you belong? And he said, no, listen, you don't understand what I'm saying. I can't explain it, but you gotta follow the trail of light. And it's gonna take you to what I've seen and the way I've seen it, but you gotta do it on your own. And they said, are you crazy, really? You belong to this world. This is the reality. This is the reality. So they started mocking him, making fun. They got aggressive. And they threatened him to kill him if he continued. So he just stepped back, and you wonder for a second, he was the crazy one, or everyone else just wanted to be there? So let's analyze a little bit, little by little. What does a cave represent? The cave is the human experience, what Plato described as the place where we all start in the dark. But it's really up to us if we want to climb out of the cave. Now the shadows represent the exterior world that gives us this perspective of how life has to be. But it's a pure reflection of the truth. Plato said that everything is not like it seems. Everything is like a reflection of the reality of the truth. And that's what we're accepting as the reality. And we're living by that. Now the sun is a truth. The absolute truth. If there's an absolute truth, there's one, but we don't have access to that. The trail of light is the journey towards the absolute truth, or towards your truth, through education, through study, through research, through philosophy, through grabbing the situations and analyzing deep. Because while you climb up, the levels of knowledge have layers. It's not about just knowing something and you already are wise. The ladder to wisdom is really, really layered. Too many. But that's the journey. Now, we're blinded in real life by what is sold to us on face value. And what we do is just accept and content, and that's what kills the human race. Because little by little, you start losing your own perspective by accepting, and you lose your creativity. You lose your reasoning, your capacity to create anything, a life that you desire. They sell us through the media. I know religion and politics are something beautiful in life, but often they're an instrument that controls as well. You got to be aware of where you are in the fence. The media sells you and hypnotizes you with whatever they want. They tell you what the perfect relationship is, what the perfect economy is, what the perfect status is to be, even how beauty has to look like. And that's what we all follow, the masses. That's why you should pay attention to this allegory, which tells you that through the light, the trail of light is how you're going to get your own self-development. And of course you will be resisted, like in the cave. There's always resistance. You always belong to a mass, right, of people. But when you try to step up and make progress, you'll see that you'll feel resistance, okay? It's people that want to stay where they are because it's, the journey of self-development, of analysis, of getting better or perfection is really hard and takes a lot of sacrifice and effort. And staying where you are doesn't. So many people doesn't want to even hear what they're missing, what they don't know. So you got to deal with that. You got to be always able and ready to give a hand to those that want to climb up with you. But pay attention if they're trying to grab you and pull you down. Then you got to let go. There's no perfection. There might be an absolute truth, but we got to go after what's true for us. There's no such a thing as a perfect relationship, but here, Calvin and Elizabeth may be perfect for each other, right? There's no such a perfect man, but John may be perfect for Betty, right? Exactly. We have to go after what's true for us, okay? Because you're trying to fulfill what the shadows ask, and what life tells you that this is the life that's supposed to be, as perfect, then you have all these patterns of unfulfillment when you can't match your birth blueprints with the circumstances, and you suffer. But if you find what's perfect for you, you're happy. I took this, which was a personal assignment or a personal story, and told you an allegory, because I relate to this story in terms of that no matter where I am exactly in life, that doesn't matter, but I always aim for the trail of light. I want to go and find out more and study and analyze, and that's supposed to be my journey in my head. That's what I aim for always. That's why I think this is the kind of person it should be for you too. I'm not encouraging anarchy. We all belong to a system. We got to be under a structure, order. So pay attention that the way they're guiding us is really taking away all your creativity and who you came to be. So follow the trail of light. Because a life of deep examination is a life really worth living. Mr. Toastman.